we look at what's happening in the world, we look at what's happening. Let's link it back to real estate, which is both of our backyards.
Mhm.
I'm sensing, aside from supply, demand, people sitting on the sidelines, where are the listings? The listings aren't there. People aren't selling. Why aren't they selling? Nobody really knows. There's lots of speculation. Detached properties, detached homes in Vancouver are actually on the rise, $3.5 million,
Yeah.
and you're
Same
seeing
here.
multiple offers. It's crazy, and I
Same
think
here. Yeah.
Toronto too. So the question is this: I still sense, though, a lot of apathy in the real estate world. I'm looking at it from an investor point of view. It drives me crazy because right now rental demand is off the charts. I look at being a rental housing provider, and if you're following a system, if you're following a process, if you're buying real estate, not speculating, if you're investing, not speculating in real estate, there's huge opportunities. But I'm seeing apathy of just people sitting on the sidelines, which really doesn't support the need for rental supply. So that's my little bit of a rant. I wanted to hear it from you, being kind of boots on the ground, uh, just your perspective from the world that you play around in.
I mean, I don't remember the last time the fundamentals led to something fundamental as a reaction, right? Like
Mhm.
there's just so many things in the mix. And then, you know, what happens if they invade Taiwan? Who's got that figured out in their
Yeah,
model? Even if you've put it in, like what does this
yeah,
look like now? Right?
yeah.
And um so I mean, you got all these economists and all these people that are supposed to know what they're talking about, but like the rules change as they make a prediction, right?
Yeah.
Nobody for years I've been reading books and listening to people who are calling for this monster crash and this
Mhm.
depression, but they never think that the central banks will print more money again. Like
You're
how
the
much
thinker.
more can there be, right? But we see now with BRICS, we see now that there is an abusive point of this currency, right? There is
Mhm.
a point where there's too much out there and nobody has faith in it anymore. And
Mhm.
now we're witnessing that. And look, this is if you believe in cycles, which I didn't until I got hammered by a few,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know that it's inevitable
Mhm.
and you just don't know when. So you're right. I mean, if you're investing with fundamentals, I mean, it is likely that you'll be fine, but I mean, it's that fear of the but. Like, what if those guys are right and I buy this thing and the fundamentals are good and there's a tenant, but like, fuck, honestly, with the landlord tenant boards right now, like, who the hell wants to be a landlord, anyways? Like, you
I
could have
just
the
had this
best, the
conversation.
best
I just had this
performer
conversation.
ever, right? You
I
could have
just
all
had this
the
conversation. Yeah.
everything in line, everything
Yeah.
perfect. The money's
Yeah.
lined up, partners are everywhere. This thing makes money all the time. And what happens? That fucker doesn't pay, right? Everything looks good for 3 months and then boom. And next thing you know, there's shit on the walls, everything's destroyed, the roof caught on fire, and they disappeared after 14 months of
Mhm.
not getting paid. So, I mean, who but that this game changed now. This is not like you used to have investors that obviously were not investors, right? Speculators, right?
Yeah.
Up market. Again, you don't have to be a genius to make money in an up market, right? But do you trust fundamentals still to make life like you're a seasoned veteran, right? You've seen it
Mhm.
all. You've looked at so many deals. Like, so I have in the back of my head always like, shit, what the hell if everything falls apart and they're finally right and this thing explodes? Do I want to hold real estate or anything, right? What do you
Mhm.
hold? What do you do in that case? And is that
Mhm.
ever coming? And when is it coming? Like, what is a person who doesn't do this all the time and hasn't built up the shield to deal with that shit? Like,
Mhm.
of course they're never going to do it. It's crazy, right? And so, yeah, you may get less crazy or seem smarter along the way, but you had to be crazy at some point to get into any of this, right? You had
That's
to
true.
be, especially as the operator, like maybe a guy putting 50 grand into a house and sitting back and getting his, I don't know, what do you even get nowadays? $200 at the end of the year for a cash flowing property? I don't get the whole thing. I don't get the whole thing anymore. And I don't, but
Okay.
if fundamentals led to something fundamental, then what you're saying, I could agree with 100%. But like, if you're not a little bit afraid that something bad is going to happen soon, and you don't have a contingency for that, I don't know. Maybe I'm the one smoking the wrong stuff, but I think something has to get blown up, and it can't be
Okay.
good.
I love that.